I ordered a small selection of what were sold as 2B pencils, all made in China, from Amazon in the US. The first pencil is this End product 3460, and it's a 24 pack, and that's what it says right there. It's made in China, and it's this pencil. The paint job is a little not that great. I don't know if you can see it in detail, and it turned out to be pretty much an HB pencil, and I'll show it because I used it in my notes just to test. So that's Ende. Then there's a Pure Spirit 2B pencil, and this is a 2B pencil. To me, at least, it feels, it's very soft, and it's a little smudgy. All three of these other pencils were a little smudgy, and I'll show it with other pencils. So in this case, the packaging is in Chinese on the back, but sure enough, it does say made in China. So that's the packaging for this pencil. Then for this other pencil, the M&G, it's got these grooves, which I'm not a super fan of because when I put it in my sharpener, it kind of gets stuck, but it's fine. It's fine. And so these pencils, I'll show you the packaging here. It's from the Shanghai M&G stationery company, and they make other pencils which I may get. I like this pencil as well. And again, me liking a pencil doesn't really mean much because it's a personal choice. Some people like darker pencils, some people like lighter pencils, and actually I do have a use for a lighter pencil to work out problems, but not at this price point because I can get a lot of American sold, US store sold pencils that I've shown before. Most of them are made in India, that are very high quality, and I can use for problem solving. Then the last one is this Flex Office Grade A Plus bonded. The product number is F0, or product whatever it's called, GP010, and yeah, it's got 12 pencils, and this is also a solid 2B pencil. Interesting at first because it has some Vietnamese text. I thought the pencils were made in Vietnam, but they're not. They're made in China for what looks like to be a Vietnamese company. Yeah, so that's the other pencil, and that's this pencil. Now, the fact that it is shorter means that I used it more, but that is not necessarily that's not necessarily telling us that it's the one that I like the most. Actually, as of now, I know this is HB, so I'm not sure I'm going to use it. I mean, I'm not going to get another batch. This one, the Flex Office one, turned out to be a little hard on the hand, and I have an old hand, so I'm down to these two. And I still don't know if it's going to be that I'll at some point get more of both of these or just one. I'm not sure. And because I'm testing pencils in this first cycle of pencil collecting, it could be a long time from now when I order more, because I'm amassing pencils that will last me probably for years. So in my notes, E is for the Ende pencil. And as you can see, these are, when I write in my notes these days, I'm using Apsara Absolute, and I'm using Musgrave Harvest and Musgrave Test Scoring. And so you can see that the Ende pencil is a little lighter. Then when I go over and I compare Ende to Pure Spirit, right? PS is Pure Spirit. You can see Pure Spirit is definitely lighter. I mean darker. Darker, Ende is lighter. Said the wrong thing. Then when you compare Pure Spirit to Flex Office, they're about the same. They're very close. Very close. They feel 2B and are, I would call them 2B. Then Flex Office compared to M&G, again, same deal. So these three pencils are very close, except for when it came to Flex Office being a little bit of a harder on the wrist than the other two. Yeah, so that's what you're seeing. So those three pencils really feel, to me, what I would call 2B. So then the next step here is to bring in a few friends and do a little bit of a comparison. Even though these comparisons I'm finding are very hard to do because of how, depending on how your wrist works, it's how the color is going to come out, how dark it is going to come out. So here I have test scoring, Mitsubishi, Nataraj, Casemate from India, then the Orioles 2.5F, and the Oriole HB, also from India, Absolute, and then the 4 pencils in question. So I'm going to start with these 4 pencils, and then I'll add the other ones to this grid right here. Okay, so starting with Ende. Okay, so this is Ende. Then let's do Flex Office. And I'm applying about the same amount of pressure. Then M&G. You can see the slight difference. You can see this is a little darker than these. And then Pure Spirit. You can see why these are really the ones that I've homed in on when looking for darker pencils. Now, of course, my classic dark pencil, the Mitsubishi 2B. Okay. Then, let me see if I can zoom in a little, since you don't need to see the rest of the notebook. Then my Absolute, which is definitely my #1 pencil these days, Apsara. Then Test Scoring, a very soft pencil, also very light. The wood is very light. Pencil is basically a feather. And then let's do Nataraj right here. And I'm going to go through each pencil again. I'm only doing like the little areas right now. So this is Nataraj, which it always feels to me more like a B pencil. And I guess I could have done more. Could have drawn more for it. Then let's do Casemates. One of my favorite pencils. Of course, and these pencils are made in India. And this one's made in Japan. So this is all China. And then this is US. Then Dixon Oriole, the one that I really like. Made in India. And then Oriole 2.5 F, also made in India. So you can see here out of the gate that this is really more like an HB pencil, HB to B. These are all 2B. These are definitely all 2B. These I would say would be HB to B, but if I was going to put them between HB and B, they would land right here, whereas the Ende would land right here. And then casemate, casemate's more like in the middle. And then Natarash, yeah, somewhere in here, right? So then let's just focus down on the four pencils that we're talking about here, the main story. So then Pure Spirit, very soft. Really like this pencil. And then M&G, these are really my finalists. And I'm shutting up so you can hear the sound of the pencil. And then of course, the ones that I believe I'm not going to get more of. Even though Flex Office is also soft, but after heavy use, it began to really feel harder. Okay, and I'll do a little more. So this is Ende. That was Flex Office. M&G. And Pure Spirit.